So this lecture is about how do you use entrepreneurship personally for you. And so I call it marketing and me, meaning the me being you. Right now you should be at the point where if I give you an issue or a problem, you should be able to figure it out on your own and apply what you've learned. For example, my daughter, her church, Christian church, had decided that they were going to open a mission in Kauai, Hawaii. So I asked her, do you guys know what you're doing? And so what if I pose that to you? Should we open a mission in Kauai, Hawaii? What would you do? Well, first you would figure out the landscape. Figure out, are there certain rules? Is there a demand? What churches do exist? And then figure out if there is a need, what segment am I going to go after? And then put together my strategy. And then think about distribution and promotion. How am I going to keep this place going? Meaning, where are we going to put the church? How much is it going to cost? And also in terms of promotion, like how well is the asylum wired? Maybe people don't communicate by internet. Those are things that you have to take into consideration. So what this is all about is when you look for a job, you have to think about yourself as a product. So in the same way you promote a product, how are you going to promote you? And so when you look at the problems that come along, if you need to influence someone, if you need to define alternatives, and if you want to promote something, these are all the marketing skills that you've acquired in this class. And so today we're going to talk about this and how to go about selling yourself. And so the goals of this lecture is basically to get you to look at your hunt differently, to look at yourself differently, and to get you going sooner on your job hunt sooner rather than later. And so the journey that you're going to go on is first get your intelligence, figure out your entry points. Where am I going to get my beachheads? I have to soften the entry. The way I soften the entry is through my cover letter and resume. It's building awareness. Once I have that awareness, a foothold. What do they want to do? They want to try you. So that's your trial. And then finally, I get adopted, and then what you do with your career at that point is up to you. Fundamentally, what is a job hunt? It's a transaction, and the company is the buyer, and you're the seller. And so my objective is to get a job. You have to have objectives of why you do something. But what are those objectives? Is it about money? Is it about skills? Or is it about esteem? That this is a job that's going to make me feel good about myself. One thing Dr. Cho has said about teaching, this is the first job in my entire life that if I won the Mega Millions tomorrow, I wouldn't quit. I enjoy myself. I have fun doing this. Yes, I have fun annoying you. Anyway, how much of these are important to you is up to you. So this is the whole crux of your search, and that's that when you're going for entry-level positions, they look very, very heavily at your job experience. Why? Because if you don't have job experience, you're risky, right? So how do I get rid of the risk? I get rid of the risk by being a known quantity, and so I have a reference. And what it comes down to, though, is the trap you get into is, well, for me to get a job, I need work experience. But how do I get work experience if you won't give me a job? And so the way you get around that is go out and find that experience. Go out and get an internship. Volunteer at a startup. Startups are always looking for extra hands. And grind, do your search. And the alternative to that is that you have to hustle. And that means that you're going to have to go after, make a lot of job applications. And so once you have a job experience, you have lots of options. And this is where my college career went. My sophomore year, I couldn't get a job. I got turned down by McDonald's, and so that's when I worked refolding cars and digging graves and things like that. My junior year, I applied for 100 jobs. I got 2 offers. And you know something? I was ecstatic. I was ecstatic because I only needed 1. And so after that, my senior year, I applied for 10 jobs and I got 9 offers. And The one job I didn't get, I turned down during the interview. And so again, once you have work experience, you have lots of options. But what it comes down to in this day and age, people think, oh, I'm going to get my ASU degree. Oh, this is a golden ticket. My life is set. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to manage your career. Nobody's going to take care of you. You have to take care of yourself. And so next, we'll start talking about the value proposition.